ain't gonna expose. I'm not like that. I'm not a snitch. Virginity. It's a hush hush topic.
Yeah. They love me.
Let's see if your parents raised you right.
It's deeper than the physical.
What up, fam? Welcome back to the Juxtaposition, everyone. I'm your host, Nana, and we back.
Sweet.
What happened?
Janet,
red thing supposed
Janet
to be on
is.
there?
Yes, it is. It's recording.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna start again.
I'm just saying
No.
if it stopped.
Janet
Anyways,
is having some
Oh, so we're
eyesight
gonna
problem.
continue?
Yes, we are.
that means I can actually see. If I can see from that far,
That is good.
that's good.
Because I can't, really
Yes,
see
you
it.
are.
I need a new prescription.
Anyways, my name is Janet. We're back.
And my name is Bernice, and we are officially back in action.
What it do, baby?
Did you miss us?
Did you miss me?
Yeah, we took too long to set ourselves up because
No,
we don't even know we're in a new space.
Yes, God has blessed
So-
us with a new space.
We don't know what we're doing yet.
Yeah.
No, it's just you took a lot of stuff out, and then we had the new so much gadgets.
Well, I mean,
the
lights,
camera,
we gotta
the
do
lights.
lighting.
Nana
it's
out here
different.
just
Nana out
not
here what?
doing anything. Janet just
I don't know any technology stuff, and I say that in the beginning already. I know what my strengths are, and I know what my weaknesses are, and I don't
Amen.
do no
You-
tech.
Listen,
I
you
talk.
better, girl.
no, but you have to assist. If you don't know what you're doing, that's fine.
But you have
can
to
assist.
tell the person, delegate the
That
task,
is
and where
true.
to
As a
assist.
leader, you have to delegate.
You know?
We didn't delegate.
So I know what I should help with.
We didn't. You're right.
But
You're right, my good sis.
I think I did help. I
don't
set
even
up
know
some
what-
lights.
I don't even know what cameras to look at. I look here.
Anyways,
Yeah.
guys, we're
Being
so
extra.
excited to be
Huh?
here.
You're being so extra.
Hi. Yo, let's start, man. These people, I miss you guys.
Yeah,
I miss you guys because I was going through so much things, guys. But I'm back. They thought we were done. Hold up. They thought we were done. Which camera are we looking at? They thought we were done, but we're here. We're not done. We're here. We're here, back and better.
Jadakiss has what is it called? Took over his body.
I'm serious. You know, the people that thought we were probably done. But look, we're here. Oh, so you're done? People will say like, oh, that's coming back? Yes, it's coming back. You know?
I didn't hear anything about that, but
Nah, trust
people
me.
probably thought we were done.
Yeah.
They probably did.
We're not done.
They
We
probably
were
thought-
done, and then we came back. We did this like twice, but this
No,
time.
but honestly, it's great to take breaks.
It is.
Because I was telling these guys, yo, like, when are we going to record? Like, it was the summertime kind of. Because the last time we recorded an episode was May.
October
I think it's like the
October
22nd
3rd.
or something.
No, October 3rd.
Oh, 3rd.
Yes. So I'm like, yo,
Was
guys.
it October? Well, that's the last time we dropped the video.
No,
we didn't-
but summer was shaky too. It was like spot on here, episodes here.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm like, guys, like, come on. So then when we took the break, I'm like, okay, a break was needed. We found this spot. So shout out to Jesus.
Yes. Shout out to Jesus for real.
Yeah.
I didn't see this one coming.
I didn't either.
Well, praise
did.
God.
God did.
No, you.
I'm not even
No,
joking. I
you
did.
didn't see this
Cringy.
coming.
I prayed for this. You know,
no,
this was in my
we
prayer.
all, but we all did. I don't know if you
I didn't.
I was tired of wherever
I
we were
trust-
at.
I trusted and believed that
need to
somebody
be
was
grateful.
praying for
No,
it.
I was
in
tired.
the season that we were in.
Honestly, it was a great season, but it was also time for us to move to another
To move
space
on,
so we
man.
can
Sometimes you gotta move
create
on.
more and do more things and be more, expressive with what things that we want to talk about. And,
Yeah.
noise sometimes.
Yeah, I think for me it was more so just I needed more space. Not that it
Yes.
wasn't good. I just needed more space, and this space allows us to do more.
Yeah.
More angles, more creative things. So, we thank
Yeah.
God for his abundance in this season. We waited for it, so
Yeah.
it's here.
Again, I'm trying to interrupt you, and we're in 2023. I just want to say, like, my appreciation for podcasts has gone up, like, gone up.
Yes.
Like, it's just, it impacts people in such a great way. Like, man,
It does.
sometimes you can listen to an hour and a half podcast. Sometimes you can, like, a 30-minute podcast. Like, it's just, so it's like, people are probably missing, like, damn, like, we miss these guys. So, welcome, old listeners and new listeners. Wagwan.
Yes, if you're new, welcome. We
Yeah.
appreciate you for actually pressing play and reaching this point because that's above like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Is that your
that's-
smooth
And if you're
silky voice?
old, Sorry. Welcome back.
So we're gonna have some technical difficulties with these two because they clearly don't know what.
It's our first one. We're trying to,
Not even me and Nana are just
shocking.
like we
do
think
that a
at the
lot.
same
Yeah.
time.
Even on the phone, we do that.
Oh, wait.
And I'm like, oh my God, stop talking over this girl, man. Oh, man.
So
Sorry.
if you're a new listener or listener, you know we've been struggling with this for the past couple of seasons. We pray that their thoughts align and they all take turns because they all have so much to say.
What season
Yes.
is this?
Season.
Season 4?
All I know is that we are 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
man.
3
Thank
years.
Jesus.
Podcasting.
It's so crazy. We started at 2020, so every time it's gonna be like a set year.
That's crazy.
Yo, man. Someone was saying to me like, "Yo, like you have all these seasons under your belt. Like, yo, you're seasoned. No pun intended." I'm like, wow, no, you're real talk. Like, I was like, we have to be grateful that we're actually like in the midst of doing podcasting and
And we put as many episodes and as many good and bad ones like in the mix. And I feel like a lot of people learned a lot from the 3 years we've been doing these things. So
Yeah. It's a journey. It's been a journey, but it's been rough and fun and
and smooth.
rough and smooth. So anyways, we're talking about all this stuff and reminiscing. So let's just give a little update with actually Janet wanted to do something first.
Yes. This is one thing that we're going to do on every episode.
We'll try.
Cross our fingers. We're going to make it a thing because I want every one of our listeners to come back and always be ready to share also theirs in the comments on YouTube and how their day went and, you know. Yeah. So the question I want to pose to everyone is, what are you reading and how has it affected your kind of like your life and your outlook on life, or what have you been challenged with? Yeah. So
Can I go
what's
first?
it? Yeah, go ahead.
Go last.
I've been reading your dad. I've been reading
Your dad.
I've been reading First Samuel, and it's just
Can you? Sorry.
What?
Please put your feet. I mean your like because it really looks like you're in pain.
You have a very distinct laugh.
Oh,
It goes-
is that a compliment?
We're
It is a compliment.
sidetracking.
Sorry,
But this is what he
but
does.
I was listening to laughs this morning. It's like evil, but radio producer voice.
Sorry, that's something's funny for me when I be laughing like that.
It's like radio producer,
Oh,
but
thanks. That gives me hope. I've been reading First Samuel, and this is the second time I'm coming back to it because right now, are you allowed to say you're fasting?
I mean, the Lord tells us not to tell people that you
Sometimes I
are.
need to inspire some people. To be honest,
We're on a journey right now.
we are on a journey. So
towards Christ.
yes, I'm on a journey right now. We're on a journey. So I'm back to reading First Samuel, and it's just really interesting to see that Samuel's mother couldn't bear children, so she's like, yo, if you give me a child, I'll give him back to you. So boom, he's a boy, and now he's serving the Lord. And it's crazy to see how he grows up, and then Saul comes into place, and then like God wants him to be the leader, and it's just seeing the leadership and the steps, and it's just it's forcing me to see that God is like he provides for people, and Samuel was a great leader. He had his head on straight. He wasn't a perfect man, but he was still a great man. And then Saul's a tricky one because he kind of messed up, but he's human. I think I can't recall, but he didn't trust the Lord. He said, oh, no, the Lord's not coming, so I have to do this. And then Samuel came back. He's like, what did you do? Like, why would you do such a thing? He's like, I didn't see you guys. Like, you guys were coming. So he's like, God's like, nah, I can't trust you as my faithful servant. So snip, snip. So yeah, it's cool. I'm not finished the book yet. So I am reading that. And sorry, I'm not trying to talk too much. But one thing I do before I start, I ask God, can you please grant me the permission or the access to remember the scripture? Like, I need to remember. Honestly, people, listeners, and probably you guys, struggle with this. I'm at a point where I'm yearning to like just know scripture. I be hearing people talking. They're like,
Yeah.
this, that. Like I was talking to my friend Jerome, and he was just remembering scripture and just telling me, and I'm like, and I don't just want to remember about stories. I want to know the details. Like, it's been.
Well, sometimes you won't
I'm
be
at
able
that
to.
level where I should,
It's most people actually don't remember the full story. Most people paraphrase the story,
Yeah.
and if you can paraphrase the story, you're on a good track.
Yeah.
Most people cannot remember full details.
All my life I struggled to remember just.
You
like,
just
text.
paraphrase the whole story, and now if I go back, I can be like, oh yeah.
But I
that's what
hope I
Nana
don't
said.
forget like 5
You
weeks
won't.
later.
Well, you won't because it's something that you read and something that actually impacted you. You said something about leadership, right? So I feel like even the stories that I read, stuff that actually impact me, is like most things that I read that I remember is a simplified story or something that I've heard before, or something that somebody has said just a small part of, and like, ooh, I remember. Like now I make the connections between where it was from, and so if you can just summarize a story and be able to tell it to somebody else, and they can refer back, and at least you maybe know where it's from. Like summarize it and know where it's from, and then you can direct someone to read the whole story. So
Yeah,
And-
I think the more you talk about it,
yeah,
Sorry, last thing I want to say, I need to stop listening to like podcasters or like preachers. I'm like, yo, these guys been 25 years in. Like, you need to pump your brakes. They're seasoned.
no, you
you
should
know?
be listening to people like that because
You should.
No, but I listen to them and I'm like,
Maybe
I'm thinking like, I
envious.
want to speak like that.
Yes.
But it's like they're seasoned. It took time. So,
right.
what are you guys reading?
I'm reading Matthew, and one thing I read. Oh my gosh, hold on, where is it?
She ain't prepared.
Matthew 6. See how they're judging, people. Anyways, so my thing is it's called 10-minute Bible Talks, and it's just a whole new discovery for me.
Sponsor us.
So where did you find this, and how can people use this?
You can find it on Spotify. It's called 10-minute Bible Talks. It is a podcast, but also has a link where there's a whole New Testament in a year. So you get like a PDF document. You can print it out and you can check each day that you read each chapter, and it's a chapter a day. And then you listen to the podcast. It could be like about 10 minutes to 12 minutes. And it just recaps the story and also has a devotional. So guys, check it out. It's on Spotify. You can start now. You're not too late. So yeah, New Testament in a year. So I learned Matthew 6, and it's give to the needy. And so the Lord has really been challenging me about giving to people. I thought I was generous, okay?
To your friends.
Exactly. Generous to my friends, okay? I'm generous to people also outside of just my friends, but I know them in some capacity. But this challenged me to be like, yo, like give to the person who is homeless. Give to the person who is, in need of money. And it just showed me like you're not giving enough. You're not emulating Christ's character of generosity and giving to him. Because the verse, most people know, I don't know, but like, you saw me and you didn't give me water, you clothed me. That whole verse, when I read it this time, I was like, it hit me more than I would have read it just in general, because like this verse and this chapter was speaking more about it. And then the prayer was also aligning with it. Lectio 365. Shout out to Bernice for, telling me that. Also check that out. But yeah, it taught me a lot about generosity. So yeah, guys, give.
Yeah, just to add to that, giving doesn't necessarily mean financial. It can actually mean your time. I think a lot of us, the default is financial. A lot of times it's like, oh, I give, I'm generous. That's awesome, because financially you need to help people, and people are obviously struggling, but time is also important. But people don't want to give their time. Like my time is too precious for me, so let me just toss that $20, $50, $100 to you, and that's it. But especially if it's somebody who's on the streets, that's easy. Most times they, of course. But what if you spent that 5 minutes just introducing yourself and getting to know who they are and their story? You cultivate a relationship. You show Christ financially, through financial and time. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Lectio, is it? I think we're saying it.
Lectio.
Lectio.
Yeah.
365 is something that I use. It's like it's an app. It has so many great things. Thankfully, I'm so thankful that I found it through someone who posted it on their WhatsApp. Goya, it was you. Just letting you know. But yeah, it's basically gives you morning devotions. That's about like 9 minutes, and then night devotions that's about like 5 minutes, and so they read through scripture, and it's like this acronym that they go through. It's called pray. So you pause, you reflect, you ask, and you yield. And so I go through that as my morning prayer, and then there's a devotional book that I'm going through. I should know the title, right? But I don't.
She's like,
But what I've been learning is we're basically it's about the scripture Matthew 4:19 about God inviting calling on Simon Peter and his brother and saying, "Come, follow me, and I'll make you fisher of men." And so we're just going through that, breaking down each word. Come, follow me, and so it's come, follow me. Well, it was come, and then it was come follow, then it's come follow me, then it's come follow my heart, come follow my mind. And so just that this week is just about accepting the invitation that God has presented to us and to me, and understanding like what that means. And then when he says come, he wants to be intimate. It's not just come, hey, just, come hang out. It's like, no, come watch me. Come see what I can do for you. Come see what, if you allow me into your life, what it could look like, and see how you can use your gifts and your talents and how you can be fisher of men. I want to be fishers of men. I want to
and
be
they're
able
fishermen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Using the gifts but that's a beautiful thing. They using the gifts that they already have in a different way. And so it's like all of us have some type of gifting. God is going to use it in a way that will glorify him. And so, that's what we've been learning. And so the gifting of speaking is like in all of us, and we use it differently, right? And so, but that's what I've been learning is just like the invitation. It's there. It's presented to you, and it's like it's available, and it's like he's always calling you, come. He's always calling you, come, hey, come this way. Especially if you're walking down the street or something, or you're doing something, he's calling you, come, right? And so, that's what I've been learning. It's been good so far.
Well, it sounds like those are like lessons that God is trying to teach you. But what lessons have you guys learned this year? Since we're in the new year, Happy New Year
Are we
too.
really gonna go all the way that fast?
I mean,
Last year.
It's not. It's 2023, man.
2022.
oh,
Because
That's what I was
we
intending
left in 2022.
yeah.
Now we're in 2023. But 2022, what
Let's go back.
is the update
Yeah.
of 2022?
My update, personal.
Personal.
I mean, people want to know,
Well, we didn't talk
Right.
about why we took a long break,
didn't we?
did we?
I felt like we did, but
Okay,
maybe
sorry.
we can
No, we did. It's fine.
recircle.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't know.
Okay,
My,
let me. Okay, are you gonna answer?
No, go.
Okay, let's recap the year. So, how do you describe last year, and how would you describe last year in 3 or 5 words? 3 to 5 words.
My.
My. 3.
How would you describe?
Me, 3 words. Man. Like, I would say roller coaster. You know?
No, that's not. That's a
That's
compound
actually-
word.
It's a compound word.
Still 2 words.
No, it's not. That's one word. Compound word is one. It's just made of 2 words. But it's
English.
Roller coaster. Growth.
one. Sorry, guys.
Roller coaster growth. And roller coaster growth. What's something for like you're beginning, it's like a new stage in life, or like a new, what's a word for that?
Rebirth.
I'm listening.
No, not rebirth. Not rebirth.
Renew.
Like
Revamp.
stepping into a new
Restore?
season, kind of like,
A new season.
yeah.
That is a new season.
Yeah, you need one. We need 3. So
Roller coaster growth and trust. Boom. Dumb 3.
okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, he's feeling it. The spirit conviction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say scary, rewarding, and I think the last one was resilient.
Good job, Janet.
Yeah.
Mine, challenging, hard,
Challenging. Are they the same?
I know I'm using two.
And the same boat.
I know
Same.
I'm using
like
different
a
words to
build-up?
describe what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
good.
So it's
That's good.
challenging. It was a challenge. It was hard. The challenge was hard. And
Someone who didn't prep.
no.
No. She's thinking. You gotta.
I have to
think.
give good words.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the
Challenging.
latter half.
Challenging and hard.
Challenging and hard are
I'm
not.
joking.
They're not the same words,
You're not. You're right.
and they don't mean the same thing.
You are right.
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, you stepped out in faith this year, so.
That's why I said it was challenging.
Yeah,
it was
you were
hard.
challenged, yeah.
So I would say challenging. And then the latter half of the year, I would say it was, what's the word? It was like I got revelation or just some type of, I don't know. How to say it.
Revelation.
Revelation.
That actually makes
That's your
sense.
third. Revelation.
Yeah. That was my year.
Yeah.
So why are those words sum up your year? Can we like give a
For everyone.
can
Okay.
we give them a little
A little explanation.
I do have to go. Actually, I can go first. I think for me, challenging. Hey, are you okay?
Sorry, I was just doing a
He's
breathing.
breathing.
Here, right?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm breathing.
I think going into the new year, I did not have any clarity in personal things. And that was very hard. And then on top of that, a different workspace. It just the way that it was going, a lot of things were happening in the workspace that it was just like it felt like everything was just going fast, and it was very
fast.
it was very challenging. It was fun at times for sure, but it was very hard. And I didn't feel also too I was like spending. The funny thing is, you spend time with God at the beginning of the year. You started with 21 days of fasting and prayer on fire. And then it just
Summer,
Something
man. That's
happens.
summer. That summer's
and
fast.
then it's like after that 21 days, it just
It disappears. Your
I don't even
vim
know
and
what I
vigor.
did. I don't know. I was on fire praying every single morning, and then after that, it dwindled. And so my time with God kind of like dwindled too. But then, yeah, so it was challenging in terms of where God was taking me. I didn't know what I was doing. Workspace was hard too, in terms of like what I was doing and the amount of work that I was receiving and what I had to do, and just being pulled in different directions. And yeah, and then by the time it came to summer is honestly the best time for me. I think it was
Mentally?
fun. Yeah, I just felt like I was in a better space at working summer camp and doing that stuff. That's what I like to do. So I wasn't really like, I didn't feel like, but then September came.
Oh, September is a new year.
September to December
like a
was
new
just
year.
like,
Yeah. What is this? This is
Throw it in the
disgusting.
dirt
This
and
is
they-
ghetto.
they threw they just buried me in like work, and I just felt very overworked. And I didn't know how to say no, because that's just Bernice. Bernice is just yes, sure, no problem. I can do that. Let me help you.
It's like a
So like I didn't really think about like prioritizing my own time, and so it's just always work. Even when I did have a day off, it was work. But yeah, that's why I said revelation at the end of the year, because I think God really showed me like, hey, if you keep going down this road, you're gonna either get sick, get resentful, just not want to be around people, and honestly, it could lead me to not wanting to be in church anymore. I felt that at some point.
Listen, I'm gonna be nothing but vulnerable and transparent with y'all because, yeah. Can I just go? Yeah. There's too much. I can write books on books on
on the short
my year.
condensed season.
But to condense it, like, work. You see, work, doing ministry, and working and going to church, it all is blurred to me right now, you know? And I got to a point where it's like, I don't even want to be here. Like, I'm coming to work. I don't want to come to church. Saturday service, I'm not coming to church. Like, I don't want to, it made me not really want to interact with people. Like, you know, and I'm still kind of getting out of that in a way. But But work for me was like draining. Once September hit, you know what? Because summer, it felt like I was more on a schedule.
Yeah.
And I find that when you put yourself on a schedule,
It's
life
helpful.
is
Yeah.
a bit more better.
Yeah.
No, it's better. Not a bit. It's better. Like right now, go to the gym, come home, read my word, pray, do whatever. It's consistency. Eat consistency. You know? So it's like September, October, November, it was like I was a chicken with a head cut off. Like I wasn't really like doing anything. People were testing me, testing my faith and who I was, questioning my abilities at certain points. And it's just like, yo, like, you know, it's tough. That's super tough. But yeah, like I feel like the second half of 2021, 2022 was like the hardest year of my life. I could definitely say that.
Current
The hardest year of my life.
hardest year of your life, because everything
Yes, because remember you haven't gotten to 2023,
hardest
2024,
year, like, you know what I mean?
2025.
Current. It's
right now,
currently.
currently,
Yes.
that would be yes.
Currently the hardest year of my life. And it's like, damn, son, to make it and on the other side healthy.
And the Lord plucked
and,
you and
you know?
still brought you to the other side. isn't it?
Yeah. So now I'm in a way better space mentally and physically and spiritually. It's like night and day, which is amazing. I can go on, but you know, yeah, I don't want to go on and on. But yeah, I'm just trying to be. That's definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my season was apart from these people, so scary, rewarding, resilient. So scary in terms of just finishing. Also, well, having the season of a little bit not knowing what I'm doing and having that time to kind of work at church and work for that year was actually, if I look back at it, it was a good year because people were around. I was working with who I liked. Like, I worked, although it was like stressful at some points, but I felt like I was part of something. Like, I felt like I put my hand on something, I built something, but one of the difficult part was to let it go and let it transfer to somebody else. It's like a baby. It's like when God says to plant a seed and you don't see the seed grow.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I worked. I was like, okay, this is the end of everything. Like, I ain't gonna see what's gonna happen next. So that was like scary and challenging for me. But then also challenging, another part is just scary of getting into school and doing like a whole new venture and going to a whole new city without nobody that I know and literally being on my own, and which is kind of a little bit of a scary thing for me, at least, because I'm used to people being dependent on people and people being around me. So, and I just feel comforted, like when people are around me that I know. But like, this is like me going out there, going out of my comfort zone, talking to people who I don't know, creating relationships. And still to this day, it is very difficult for me to make relationships. But I feel like when I went into school, people just gravitated towards me. I didn't have to do much. And I didn't even talk to nobody. Like, I was a quiet girl, but people came to me. So it was just, it was good. But that's why I felt it was challenging. And then, got, the vid. And that was also.
She got fucked. She hear that clearly?
I
got
did.
COVID.
In 20, what was this? You don't see?
I can't
All these little
remember.
What
things.
year was it? I mean, what
That
day?
was in
Wait, month?
2022.
What month?
July.
Was it?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. I
But,
came
yeah,
from
I
partying on
did.
Called Out Music.
Yeah.
A couple
you
weeks
did.
later, I was out for like 10
Oh
days.
yes, I remember in the summertime. Yeah.
And
I
that
don't
was
remember
also
that, but
scary, but it's also resiliency because I was like, I wasn't as scared as I thought I was.
Yeah, Jenna was
So-
scared.
I was
She
scared.
was scared.
If I was sick when I was actually scared, I don't know.
She probably would have been.
I would have passed out
She
and
would
went to the
have
hospital.
No, you would have been hospitalized.
psychosis.
You dead. You probably would have been hospitalized.
I probably would have been hospital. It's not even a joke though, but
Yeah, it's not. Even
Jenna
a
has
joke.
come a long way from
I
in
really
terms of
have.
like COVID and fear and just like getting sick and not healing and just all sorts of things. But
all sorts of fear bottles.
grace, thank God for grace and thank God for His
People.
healing
Amen.
touch.
But yeah, that's
So.
really what my year was like, to wrap it up. But it was great. Resiliency, when you push through and persevere through the
I
struggles,
say
you
something?
see the light at the end of the tunnel.
What are you gonna
Go
say?
ahead.
Sorry.
No.
But how my season was, if I can give a Bible verse, it's from James, my favorite book in the Bible. Go read it. Oh, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that your testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let your let me not even finish that. But yeah, that's the verse. I'm sorry. no. Actually, let me finish that. Am I saying it right?
Preservation.
No, it's not preservation.
It's not preservation. It's perseverance.
Perseverance.
Perseverance. What the heck was I saying this whole
But
time?
there is preservation.
No, but it's not.
Perseverance.
There's no preservation in there.
Let me read that again.
No, I know.
Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces
Perseverance.
Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything.
Amen.
You know, and it's like, I went through that, and it's like, yo, you got to rejoice in the trials, man, because it makes you into a better person. And sometimes to have that perspective is super hard, but it's for your betterment. So,
Yes.
yeah, you see, I'm already feeling what I've been feeling like last year, and I'm trying to not let that feel like, so. I'm emotional.
Yes, you surely
And
are.
that's okay. The year has been hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think
Right?
definitely this has been a challenging year. But in terms of that was personal for us. But what about relationship? We haven't talked about like relationship with our family, our friends, how that evolved throughout the. Hey. But yeah, I think we had a lot of conversations talking about that this year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's been a challenge for me, friendships and family, specifically family, very challenging. Janet can attest to that because
Bernice,
yes,
explain yourself.
I have been struggling with my relationship with my parents. It's just been a very odd year. Very odd. Last year was just very, very odd. Like, I had an argument with my father. I think I mentioned that before. It was last year.
Yeah, it was.
It was last year. And, like, it's just a weird relationship right now in terms of, like, the connection. I feel very disconnected with my parents. And it's not like they're doing anything per se. I really feel, now that I'm thinking about it, I really think it's spiritual attack because it's not like they're doing anything like intentionally wrong. I just find I'm very like, I get annoyed quickly with them. I get very frustrated. I have zero patience for like, I just find little things to pick at that I don't like and I will stick with that and I won't have the grace to be like, you know what, they're just learning. You know, they've been stuck with this vibe for a very long time, so it's going to be hard to adjust to it. So that for me has been very hard. And there's a point where I'm like, I don't care. I actually don't care. And that's scary because these are my parents.
Very scary.
These people made me, you know, covered me and prayed for me and still are. But yeah, it's been very challenging with my parents. And that's like last year, I don't even think I prayed that often for my family. Like, I don't think I mentioned my family at all in my prayers, which is...
That's hard to believe.
No, I'm being very serious. Like, it wasn't consistent. It wasn't like a consistent, like, every day I'm going to intentionally pray for my family. I'm going to spend time praying for my family. Yes, I'm going to, like, obviously I want you guys to be protected and covered, but it's not an intentional time where you would spend intentional time with your friends. Like, I would spend time with you guys a lot, but I wouldn't be like excited to spend time with my my parents. And so that really, it kind of weighed on me at the end of the year too. I'm like, this is very weird. It's not a good feeling to have about your parents.
Thank God you still have parents.
So, and that's the thing. It's like I'm taking for granted that I do have my parents and I do have my parents that are together, first of all, because how often do you see that nowadays is different. So,
Yup.
yeah, like that's been, in terms of relations, it's been hard. So now starting the new year, I'm like, my goal is to be intentional with my relationship with my parents and just take the time and the patience to understand them and give them grace. Give them grace. But it's not easy because it really honestly it's just a weird feeling, like a
Nope, I know.
Like shake, like get off, like why you get off me? Like yeah, like it's literally like
my body shaking.
yeah, like it's literally like a whole like it's like a robe or like an ulcer. You're good.
Sorry.
But it's like a layer of skin.
I be thinking Bernice is just
Cold
there's
hearted. Cold blood.
cold blood killer. I'll be like, there's one conversation I had with her. I was like, who is she?
Yeah.
Who is she?
You never forget that conversation, huh?
Was it recently?
Yes, the one in the
did.
car. I was like, my own parents. You're talking like this.
Yeah.
I thought Bernice, the love, peace, love. Now about turned into like, I don't care. I'm like, something is spiritually.
Yeah, I'm actually
Wrong.
serious.
I was like, you got to give them grace.
Yeah.
Like, I sometimes was like, I feel scared to talk to her. I was like, why am I, like, this situation particularly, not like in general, but like that situation, like, I felt like I couldn't talk. And I was like, I usually could say something, but this was like, no,
Shut up.
like, I don't want to hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're saying. This is how I feel, and that's how I feel. I'm like, oof, God needs to work with you on that one. Because that's something that needs to break. Your heart needs to be warmed.
It needs to be broken. That's what it needs to
Yes,
be. It and
towards them.
that's what I'm saying. I really genuinely feel like it's a spiritual attack because I never felt like this before. I actually had there's a really soft spot. Like I genuinely had a soft spot, but now it's like my heart has hardened, and I don't know how that happened.
But it's
But-
important to also examine what you're feeling because it
That's
may
true.
not all be wrong.
No, and I
Like,
did,
you know?
and I did, and there's certain things that I recognize that okay,
Probably
hey,
needs you
there's
actually
things
need.
that I they felt like I missed, and so having conversation, but it's like a conversation may not go as the way that I planned, and so it's just like
So you just
all
give
these
up,
things.
like,
It's just
nah,
like
it
okay,
is
I
what
don't
it
care.
is.
So, yeah,
Little
that
by
was
little, little
corner.
conversations. Even though you might get like the
Yeah.
the backup. Oh my gosh, no! But
but it's
at
real.
least you took a step in that conversation.
But
right?
it is real though. I'm actually being serious. Like
As needs
I feel
family
like
therapy.
I feel like
Yeah.
people take that for
We
granted
do.
though. And that's the thing. It's hard because if you have parents who are born in the 60s, 50s, it's like working with a child. Literally, it's working with a child. So it's hard. It's going to be difficult. But I think that's where you have to intentionally pray
Yeah.
for yourself to have grace, for yourself to have understanding, for yourself to be patient with your family, and just know that like God can work through families and situations and turn it around and bring unity, because obviously the enemy really wants to divide all families in any type of way. If they can pull one person who could be the light in their family, they will. So but that's my truth for anyone who's
Sheesh.
struggling. Sorry, I was just being quite honest and vulnerable.
honest.
So
I like that.
and I hope it helps for whoever is listening. Like, to be honest, if you do feel like that, like, take it up to God, and it genuinely could be spiritual attack, because we are not. It's not just the physical. So, especially if you were fine like a year ago and you didn't feel anything, you're fine. You're trying to work your way, and then all of a sudden now you have this full on like I don't care attitude. Man, you gotta check that.
Yeah. So, what are the things, or what are some things that you guys learned in 2022?
You didn't talk about your family.
Yeah, I literally
I'm
about to answer. I was
sorry.
waiting to answer.
Yeah, go talk about your family.
You don't want to go first?
Oh,
I don't really want to be transparent about this one.
but you're going to
Like,
be.
I try to tuck it. I've tried like tuck it because it's like I don't want to give it energy because it just gets me.
You want fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I don't
The
want
fire
to.
needs
But
to be
like
fueled.
for you, you felt like it's just been happening. Like me and my brother and sister, like three of us, and then my brother. It's like there's a disconnect. It's been a disconnect. I don't care if you listen to this. It is what it is. Hi, but there's a disconnect, and I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's like it's masked as Nana and Solomon are. They're cool because we talk about basketball and stuff, but it's surface. There's things that's wrong
That
under
deeper level.
my sisters. It's surface, but there's things that's wrong. And it's like if all these people are feeling like this, I tend to be like, no, you're the person that's wrong. But it's like I should be the person that should bring people together, and maybe we should talk about what's actually wrong. But it's like,
It's the work, man.
oh man, we don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
I know I don't. I don't want to do no work. I'd be like, bun this, bun that. No,
And you're
what are
probably
you talking about? We're not talking
afraid
about
of
anything.
what's gonna
I'm
come
not,
of it.
You know what it is? I'm not afraid of the person. I'm afraid of me.
Hey.
Because I'm just trying to be all like, because there's been some arguments in the past, and I try to
Try to be
just
Christ-like.
Christ-like and
Suppress
not.
all
Listen,
emotions.
I still gotta. I have a home to go to, okay, and I can't be ruining my situation. But it's like I'm not trying to like go super super high. Like I'm not trying to match your intensity. Yeah. I don't want to do that, and then may have to get physical. We don't want to do that. So it's like there's a disconnect. I'm not where Bernice is at in terms of like I need to figure this out. Like I'm not. I'm like bun this. And it's a bad feeling because I feel it so strong.
You're like, I'm just gonna keep writing this out until like
until
I leave.
Until Christ tells me.
And when I leave and I have my own place.
I'm gonna love the hell out of your kids, but you know when we say I love you, I love my siblings. But do you?
There's
really?
a
you automatically you love your
no.
siblings.
You
Let
love
me just say
them to
that.
the point. You love them where if anything happens to them,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have a feel.
What would
But
you-
there's a different type of love that you. It's like
Like a
do you
brother?
love them like a friend? Do you love them more than like? That's what I'm saying. It's a level of because you love them as your sibling.
because they were born.
They're
with
born in
you.
your family
Yeah.
because that's you're connected. But do you love them as a friend? Like if they're an outside person and you had no connection with them, will you have some like
No.
you know what I mean? So that's
To
what I'm
be blunt.
saying. So
and it's like God, I'm like
different.
My brother? How am I not connecting with my brother? That should be the most easiest situation. Like my sisters were like brothers. That's how it is. That's how we like grew up. But it's like I'm telling you, and I warn people: if you have a younger sibling, make sure you have a friendship with them too. Don't just make it that
But
I'm
also-
the father figure. There's a balance that can happen.
But it's you
But
have
also-
to also understand how they were raised, and that's,
That's
what
what I
I'm
was
saying.
gonna
Grace
say too,
is
yeah.
grace. I'm telling you, it's
Because
it's literally they
were
okay,
trained
but
to do that.
oh, hold up.
Yeah.
Let me challenge you guys. Yes, you figure out your ways, but what happens when you're 19? What happens when you're 21?
They
What happens
still-
when you're
there's
22?
those
it's a
mindsets don't
mindset.
leave.
Yeah, they don't.
They stick with you.
We have.
Hey.
I'm talking about we as a family, and we have. Trust me, we have the tools of like people around us to like the knowledge is coming. Is coming. You know. So it's like it's interesting.
But you're saying it's not
stick
being
into the
It's
used.
not being used. That's what I feel like. And listen, it's not all his fault. I know I'm playing a part too. Because there's a wall, a big China wall, Great Wall of China up.
Hey.
You know? And it's unfortunate. Like I've been knowing people for 2 months and I'm talking. Like deep conversations. Like, you know, and I'm like, huh? With someone else, I can't do that. So it's like, once again, just
also-
people, I don't want to talk about this, to be honest.
Y'all don't have history.
What does that mean?
Like these new people that you're talking to, y'all don't have no history, no
True.
connection, not
It's
birth,
a
no
clean-
birth
it's a
mother.
clean
Like
slate.
it's a clean slate. So yeah, of course. Like what? And some people are holding back. What you like, I like. I don't want to offend you. You don't want to offend me. So it's gonna be great.
You
the whole
trying
time.
to impress each
But
other,
brothers
right?
and sisters, you ain't trying to impress nobody. It's you and your
But
siblings.
the beautiful
So-
thing is about my sisters. I'm not trying to say this to make my brother is trash. No, I'm just saying like the beautiful thing about my sisters is that we can have disagreements, but we can come back and talk about it and have deep conversations. Yeah, so that I don't know. I'd be having like deep friendships with women. It's weird, but just because of my sisters. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my mama too, big mama.
Hey.
But yeah, I need my that side of me needs like construction work. Other sides of me are being worked on, and it's more inviting from God to but that needs work, and my sisters know it needs. My sisters know they need work on that too because it's like it is what it is. So
Do you have any family?
this one is the golden child.
I am not the golden child.
She has turned into. Actually, she's always been the golden child.
Golden
Let me
child.
say-
Great relationships with everybody.
Golden girls.
golden girl. I think I'm a person who just tries to maintain the peace. I don't like fighting. So my way of just talk to everybody is make it, even if you annoy me, like I'm not gonna like I'll say it, but I wouldn't like if I'm talking to Christiana or I'm talking to like Bernice, like if I have a problem with them, I'll speak it, but I won't really like go deep into it. So like I'm a person who likes to keep the peace. So I feel like, do I have any reservations about my family members? Yes, of course. But I don't bring it up like that.
You have to play that role.
You know? Like I think someone needs to be the
Peacekeeper.
peacekeeper in the house. And that's what I feel like I am between certain people. And I think that is helpful, but also I think I need to find a way, well, I try, I think, to find a way to, like, you know, let them have those conversations, but not let it get to a point where it's, like, disrespectful. So I've learned also with my mom that before I didn't like to talk. I do talk, but, like, I'm starting to talk to her more on her off days, and she likes to sit down and just talk. And sorry, she be talking about you. Anyways, she be saying, oh, she doesn't like to talk to me. She doesn't like to talk to me.
This is what my mom said. Me and Becky were upstairs playing Monopoly Deal because we were playing cards. And then my sister, I knew she just woke up and she was kind of like moody. My sister, Eva, my mom goes down. She goes downstairs. She's like, she like hi. And then I guess Eva didn't say anything. And then my mom's like, what happened? You don't open up to me anymore. You don't talk to me anymore. Me and Becky's not laughing. We're like, bro, like, relax. Like, someone could just be, but I get it though, because my mom be saying the same thing.
It's the middle child syndrome.
Why is she not opening? She's not like you. She's not like you.
Exactly.
She's not like you.
She don't
I said,
talk-
nobody's
she
like
don't
me.
talk to me.
Nobody's like me. And then I sit in and I'm like, yeah, no one's like
She's trying to pump your shoulders.
But I never say, I don't know. I don't know.
No, you just gotta
But
try.
I be really
I know.
big ups to I really be defending my sisters. Like, I really be my sister's keeper. In front of my parents, oh my goodness. The things that they be saying,
She's like, whoa.
she's not like that. No, you can't say that. But like when I talk to her and trying to defend you guys, or my mom or my dad, they listen. Just because I don't know, like,
Yeah.
it's coming from a different.
I think
Place.
you're
It's
the
more
raw- it's the
peaceful.
raw.
She's slow.
Yeah.
She's not like Janet is very calm. She's very nurturing. in
I
a
use the
way.
joke, like I use the sarcasticness to tell the truth.
Yeah.
So when I talk to my mom,
with a nice pace of
yeah.
you know?
So she doesn't really get angry. Like, and then you throw like a sarcastic, like, don't say that. Yeah. It's better with her. So maybe use some.
Yeah, your mom be talking to me about Bernice too, and I'll be like, Auntie, you know, she's figuring it out. Trust me, Auntie, she's figuring it out.
We be trying now.
So figure it out.
I'm trying.
I'm joking, but I just try to, I like the conversations that I have, and I also think about, like, when my parents grow older, I start to think about that and like what memories I'm gonna have, like, if I don't talk to them now and have those conversations. So I try to, when I'm home, I give her that time. If it's that 10 minutes that make her smile that I talk to her, fine. Then I did that for the day. So that's how I think of it.
The goal of 2023 is to be more like Janet. I'm not joking. But speaking on that, what is your goal for 2023? After learning and going through this season of 2022, what's the goal? What's the motive?
The motive is to be more like Christ.
So what are some things that you think you're gonna add to make that goal? Because you spoke about generosity, so I'm assuming that's part of it.
Give more. I'd be stingy with my money to other people, but give more of my time, more of my money. Also, my goal is to be fit and to take care of my body and for my whole family, especially my mother and my father, to eat well and to care about their bodies. That is the number one goal I'm fixed and focused on. And just to travel more and have more relationships with people and friends and be more intentional with the people that are actually around me. Maybe not create new friendships outside, but build the ones that are already here. So, that's my goal. And to graduate and to, do all the things.
Well, some of my goals, it's hard to think of them. Probably trusting God. When things are shaky, I just want to run away. Just let me move. I want to move or something like that. Which is not bad, but like...
It's bad.
The flight.
No, I don't think so.
Flight. Let's fight first, and then you can do the
I
flight.
think some relationships you don't need to live with a person to make the relationship better. You never know.
I mean,
But
yeah.
hey, trust God more, and to continue at this pace of like, it's like this pace I'm at in terms of like not worrying, because I'm a overthinker. So I feel like I'm at a good pace of like,
If it happens, it happens.
it happens. I don't need to stress
Yeah.
about it. Before I was too scattered. I was running craziness, and now it's like just moving nice and smooth with it. I have my moments, but then I snap out. It's like, nah, son, we're not doing that. So, yeah, and just wanting juxtaposition to grow and just our podcast to be as Christ-like as possible, for real. And that starts with us being filled and having discernment on the topics we should talk about, and us being in our word so we can come and give our experiences. So I really want this podcast to go far
I do too.
in any way. Doesn't, yeah.
Okay, nice. So how do I top that? I think the goal for me is to step out in faith and do the things that I've always wanted to do in terms of like starting something new, putting myself out there, like just stepping out in faith. And actually, like, for me, this is how I think about it, even though the Bible tells us not to test God. It's just like, hey, God, this is what you said? Okay, let me see. Let's see what's up. I'm going to do it. And so that's something I always struggle with. It's just like not actually challenging. Like, obviously, I don't want to challenge God, but it's basically challenging
promise.
me. I'm challenging myself to believe what I read or what I've heard about God. So, yeah, just doing that. I think that's the goal for me. It's just doing new things. I'm a person that gets comfortable. If I'm comfortable, I'm staying there. It's gonna take me a lot of time to move, and so that's it for me. To just step out in faith, trust God, do new things.
Try new foods too.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna get them to try new foods.
Did you bring that plate of food? I told you?
Prioritize certain relationship. Oh yeah, I threw that out. Sorry. Anyways, that's nothing good. But yeah, prioritize relationships as well. Certain relationships that I haven't prioritized yet and prioritize rest. I think that's also just making sure that if I have one thing I want to be like, or my goal is to be like Pastor Prince. Set day is a Saturday morning. Don't talk to him. Don't call him. He's unavailable. That needs to be me. That's my Sabbath Friday. Like leaving, like having a Sabbath and like nothing. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing what I need to refill, to refresh, to get prepared for the rest of the week. So, yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, I'm excited. We are excited
to see
this
what
was
God
a long episode, but it was a lot because we missed like 3 months about. We didn't even talk about half of the stuff we want to talk about. But I think it was well needed to just talk about certain things that we talked about, and I hope it helped like unlock some things in people who maybe start conversations with people that they haven't talked to in a very long time or need to talk to. And so
I feel like those questions that we have, those extra questions will come up in
definitely
other episodes. So stay tuned if you want more of TJP.
Yeah.
We're ready. We're ready to launch ourselves into this new year. We're ready for new topics. I hope you're ready for us.
New guests.
Yup.
Please,
new guests.
If you'd like to be a part of our podcast in terms
We'll have a Google form, right?
We'll create something like that. That's Nana's task. We'll put it on his list.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope you guys were blessed by this episode. I hope that you guys are excited for this new season as we are, and just to see what God is gonna do for us in 2023. If you have any, this is something that just random, but if you have any prayer requests or anything like that, and you want us to pray for you, like please just feel free to like contact us and DM us. We're currently not on Instagram right now, but we'll be back. This is
also,
pre-recorded.
If you like aspire to like be a producer or anything like that, come join the team.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Or woman.
Any
man or
talents.
woman.
Man or woman, does not matter. Teenager,
Digital.
I don't care. Whatever you want to do in media
Design.
and be a part of the team, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're open.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all streaming platforms. Yup. So just click the follow button
And rate us. Rate it and give a
yeah.
comment. Do
Yes, and
whatever.
leave a
Do
comment.
that.
And if this has blessed you, share it with someone who
One
you think
person
will
at
be
least.
blessed by this episode.
Yes. family, friend, loved one.
And so we're signing off, guys. That is all for us this week. And
What's the new sign off?
We are the regular sign off.
we are the
Isn't
juxtaposition.
it that's all, folks?
That's all, folks.
I say we are the juxtaposition.
On the count of
I'm starting to
three.
like the name more.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
We are the
juxtaposition.
juxtaposition.
Oh
and
gosh.
we're out.
Lord,
Well,
we're
can we
gonna
take
try
two?
that.
Hala
No,
mana siya,
bye.